Hello, everybody. It's been a long time. Sorry about that. Things happen. So I just finished Endgame, and yes, this is going to be our spoiler review. So spoiler. If you haven't figured it out by now, this is going to be spoilers for Endgame because I just finished watching it. I'm sitting in my car of the parking lot right now, and we're going to talk about Endgame. So first off, you find out in Endgame that Darth Vader was really Luke's father all along. And by now, if you really haven't figured out that I'm going to talk about spoilers, you're an idiot. So if you don't want to hear spoilers, turn this off now. This is your last chance before I start talking about this movie. So 3, 2, 1. I hope 50 seconds was long enough for you. All right, so first off, Captain America wields Thor's hammer. Tony dies. Cap gets too old, and so he's out. Black Widow dies. She's not coming back. Gamora came back, but she's not back. Everyone else lived, pretty much. So the movie starts, and it starts on the day of the snapping. And you get to see Hawkeye, his family. You get to see them snapped away. Then the Marvel logo rolls in. And we get a sense it's 5 years later. So this movie takes place 5 years after the snapping. And, yeah. So much happened. So, that's your gist of the beginning. Go see it. Now, I'm not going to go into, this is how everything happened all at once. We're going to talk about the cool shit. I was wrong on so many levels of what I thought was going to happen. I thought Hulk was going to only Hulk out when he saw Natasha die, or he was going to get to Hulk out and get a beatdown on Thanos, but Natasha dying was going to give him a push to really give a beatdown. No. First time you see Hulk, he is Hulked out, and you've got, from the comics, that perfect meld of Hulk and Banner. I think it's called Dr. Hulk, so it's Hulk body, Banner talking perfectly fine. So that's kind of cool. Would have liked to have seen that happen. Sure, that's some kind of deleted scene somewhere, him getting to that. So you get to see the Hulk. We don't get to see him all angry all the time. He actually can talk, and he's smart. And yeah. So Ant-Man gets out of the quantum realm, and he gets out via cheeky needs of a rat stepped on the controller in the van, and it launched him out of it. And for him, 5 hours had passed, 5 years go by in real life. And that's when he kind of goes, oh, we can time travel with this, and we'll do like this, this, and this. And Cap's like, so you're going to do this with, Tony's like, you're going to do this with Back to the Future? And he's, yeah, they're trying to do Back to the Future. So Tony has a kid. He has a daughter. So I did think ahead of time, I thought Tony was going to have a kid, but I thought the movie was going to end. Tony was just going to retire to take care of his family. I was wrong. No, he has a daughter, really cute daughter, really adorable. And you get to see Pepper in an Iron Man suit that Tony built for her as an anniversary present, and she gets to kick some ass at the end of the movie. But the whole point is they're going to go back in time, and they're going to get the Infinity Stones, bring them to the future, bring everybody back, send the Infinity Stones back to right as they took them. Because if they if they just stopped everything from happening, paradox. So they need to bring stones to the future to bring everybody back 5 years later. So they've been gone for 5 years. So they break up into teams. They go back and they get the Power Stone. When Quill got it, and we get to see him dancing again, and they knock him out. Nebula knocks him out with War Machine. They go back to get Hawkeye and Black Widow go to get the Soul Stone on Volmir from Red Skull, and they have a fight over who's gonna die to get the Soul Stone back. And I thought Hawkeye was gonna do it, but I knew Black Widow was going to die. It just made sense. She was gonna have to die, but I thought she was gonna die for the Hulk, not for the Stone. Though I'm pretty sure she's getting her own movie. That's a prequel, so it's not the last we're gonna see. And we do get to see the two of them reference Budapest again. That they'll always have Budapest. So Black Widow dies, and Hawkeye gets the Soul Stone on Volmir. And then right at the beginning, I'm just jumping around, so I apologize for this. Beginning of the movie, they go to the planet where Thanos was, being Farmer Thanos, and they show up, and he's like, I used the stones to destroy the stones, and it nearly killed me. And then Thor just cuts off his head. So, sorry, someone was honking. I'm parked in a spot. I don't know why someone's honking. It would have just somebody trying to find their car. So Thor just chops off Thanos' head. Tony has a daughter and doesn't want to get involved till he cracks time travel, and Pepper's like, go, you're not gonna sleep soundly till you go help, so go help. That's a little better, more light. Hey, look, you can actually see my face now. We get as Hawkeye goes off on a killing spree of just bad guys, of mafia people, cartels and all that, and getting rid of them for I don't know why. It didn't explain why he was doing it. Just, oh, you've killed people, I'm going to kill you. You've hurt people, I'm going to hurt you. We get to see Valkyrie come back. So when they crack time travel, they go to round everybody up. They find Thor in New Asgard, this fishing village, which I'm pretty sure is that same spot you see at the in Ragnarok where Odin is. I think that's the same place as New Asgard. And Valkyrie's kind of running things because Thor only comes out to get more beer. And Krog is there, and the rock dude and the little purple dude from the end of Ragnarok and they're playing Fortnite against some guy, and Krog has Thor yell into the mic like an angry guy at the noob, telling him to stop playing, log off before he shoves his controller up his ass. That's really funny. Because it coordinated with Fortnite's current game mode of a big Avengers thing. Is kind of cool. I checked it out today. It was kind of cool. Thor's all fat the whole movie. He's got a beer belly, big beer belly, long scraggly hippie beard. Throughout the whole movie, you get to see everybody. Pretty much everybody. Thor goes back to Thor 2 to get the reality stone out of Jane, and he gets to talk to his mom, and that's really sweet. And so Tony and Ant-Man and Cap go back to the first Avengers movie to get the Space Stone and get the Mind Stone, and the Time Stone, he goes back with the Hulk, because at that time, all three of those stones were in New York. So we get to see Banner go to get the Time Stone from Sorcerer Supreme, the bald Sorcerer Supreme. I don't remember her name. She was evil. And she does the Force kind of push thing on Banner, so then it's Bruce talking to her while the Hulk's just kind of passed out. And he's like, I need to talk to Strange, and she knows about him, and she goes, oh, you're 5 years too early. He's currently doing a surgery 20 blocks that way. And he's explaining to her they need the stone, and she explains to him that they're creating alternate realities. And that's when Bruce realizes, oh, we need to send the stones back to as soon as we took them, and that erases those other possibilities of happening, those alternate realities. And when Bruce tells her that Strange gave up the Time Stone willingly, it's when she realizes that she, for some reason or another, she made a wrong choice, he made a wrong choice. She needs to give Bruce, she gives Bruce the stone. And we get to see, they make a joke that Captain America has America's ass, and it was really funny, because Tony's like, that suit, his old suit did nothing for his ass, because I think there was a lot of talk about, when the camera spins around and you see all of them, about his ass. You get to see that exact scene again. That's where they come in. And people walking around. It is late. It's really late. So they go to get the Space Stone, and they go to get Loki's scepter. And we'll start with Cap. So Cap gets Loki's scepter. They pack it. You get to see the guys that are S.H.I.E.L.D. but really Hydra come in, pack the stuff up, take it down, and then from the future, Cap's at the door, knocks on it, and he goes, I'm on the detail to now move the scepter. And the two guys in the elevator, the same guys in the elevator from Winter Soldier. I'm blanking on all of their names. I should have looked this up before I started, but I didn't. And they're gonna get ready. Oh, let's call, make sure. And one of them's gonna pull the gun to shoot Cap. So Cap leans over to the secretary, I think the Secretary of Defense, and whispered in his ear, Hail Hydra. And he whispered Hail Hydra, so they gave him the scepter thinking he was on his side, that he knew it was up. So he gets away with the scepter. They go to give Tony a Screw it. Give him a minor, that's what I was going for, a minor cardiac arrest by Ant-Man jumps into the chest piece and nicks a bit. So they go so he can get the Space Stone, but then he's walking and Hulk busts out. Tony loses the Space Stone. Loki picks it up and disappears. So I guess that changed the past, possibly. I don't know. Depends on what laws of time travel you're going to go with. But Loki gets away instead of getting stuck. But then you see him from the Thor 2 part stuck. So yeah, wibbly wobbly timey wimey stuff. Always fun. So he goes, damn, we didn't get away with space. What are we going to do? And we need more Pym particles because they're using them to time travel. And they only need enough for one way. So Tony and Cap go back to, I think it said 1944. No, that doesn't seem right. They went back to somewhere in the 1900s. After Captain America went under the ice, before he came back up, before Tony was born, little while before Tony was born, they go back, they go to an old SHIELD facility. Tony goes down, gets the Space Stone while it's still locked up in the Tesseract, and runs into his dad and starts talking to his dad. And his dad mentions that his wife's expecting and almost pregnant and is out here. He doesn't know how far she's along. And they're talking about naming their kid and about their dad. And Tony introduces himself as Howard, much like his dad's Howard Stark. Tony says he's Howard, but he says he's Howard Potts. And it was really funny. And so while they're there and Tony gets the Tesseract, yeah, it's still the Tesseract at that point. Cap's going to go find Hank Pym to get more Pym particles because they're in the same place, and he gets to see Peggy. He doesn't talk to her, but he gets to see her. They get away, go back to the future. We have to go back. Who else? We did Space Mine. That's all of them. Yeah, that's all the stones. They get all the stones. And then Nebula gets, while she's in the future, she's attached to Nebula from the past, or I guess the same neural network. And so Thanos gets to know the future in the past, and so swaps Nebula out, old Nebula with new Nebula, sends her to the future to open the portal to bring Thanos to the future after the snapping, but before he did the snap. And they have to defeat him again. Big fight. Hulk puts on the gauntlet. They make the gauntlet for the right hand, and they make it with an Iron Man suit. Hulk puts it on, snaps, brings everybody who died back. And then they start fighting Thanos. Building gets blown up. And you think Thor is going to die. Thanos has got the axe, like, digging into his chest. And when he went into the past, Thor took his hammer back, too. And you see the hammer wiggle. And you think, oh, Thor summoning it. No, and then it flies into Captain America's hands. That he's worthy. And he gives a beatdown. And then you think it's all over. The portal's been destroyed. They need to get the stones back into the past to set things right. And they've still got the van, so they're going to use that, but they can't get it across the field. And I guess now I am going through the whole movie, as I realized 13 minutes, and I'm going through the whole movie kind of step by step. Where was I? Getting Gauntlet across the field. Tony picks it up. Cap, looking, and he hears the voice of Sam on his earpiece, and he goes, look to your left, and a portal opens. One of Doctor Strange's portal opens. And then hundreds open. And all the sorcerers walk through, and the Asgardians walk through, and everyone, Doctor Strange, Spider-Man, Drax, and Quill walk through with Mantis. Everyone who disappeared walks through. And just out of these portals, they're going to fight Thanos' army with their own army. And they just go toe-to-toe. And Captain Marvel was kind of useless. Again, except, for a beatdown on Thanos. I was really hoping she was going to die. I do not like her. Yeah, I didn't like Captain Marvel was okay. I do not like her character. So I was really hoping they were going to kill her off. But they didn't. They only killed off Black Widow, Tony. Cap's still alive, but he's not going to come back. That's it. That's all they really killed off. They get the beatdown on Thanos. And at the last second, the gauntlet's about to go through the portal, through the van's portal, with the help of Captain Marvel when Thanos destroys it. And Thanos gets the gauntlet on. He's trying to. It's not working. Tony grabs him and I guess pulled the stones off. and they moved on to his own and morphed into his armor. Like, his armor was set to just adapt to it. And he raises his hand and he snaps. And much like the first snapping, but this time it was just Thanos and Thanos' army. Army disappears, Thanos sits down, and you slowly get to see him dust away. Yeah. It was a beautiful movie. It was a good send-off. Tony dies from that. It was too much for him, and he crashes back onto the ground, and everyone gathers around him. Spidey, Peter gathers around him. Mr. Stark, you okay? It's gonna be okay. Pepper lands with her suit and talks to Friday, and it says he's critical. And she leans in. She tells him that everything's gonna be okay. That he can rest now, and then he dies. Sorry, Tony was one of my favorite characters. I have a lot of fond memories of the Iron Man movies, so that one hit a little hard because I didn't think they were gonna kill off Tony, but they did. And then you get to see how things turn out, and Hawkeye gets to go back with his family, and they have a funeral for Tony, and it looks like Tony's dad is there, but I don't know. Like, standing in the far back, I don't think Tony brought him back. It wouldn't have been possible. But there was a guy who looks like his dad in the back. Maybe it was just supposed to be there for us. And you get to see Fury in the back. He doesn't talk, but Fury's in the very back. You get to see kind of every bit of Avenger there. And there's one kid there standing in the back, and Snore and I are looking at who the fuck is this kid? I'm gonna look it up, and I had read that the kid from Iron Man 3 was gonna show up in the movie when Tony crashes into his crashes in Snowy, and uses the kid's garage and calls himself the mechanic. I heard he was going to be in the movie, and he shows right up there at the end. Doesn't say anything, but it's the same kid showed up to Tony's funeral. All that jazz. And then Bruce is setting up Cap. Cap's going to travel back in time to put all the stones back, and so Snap flips the switch, sends Cap back in time, and then goes, okay, 3, 2, 1, I'm gonna bring him back, and he doesn't show up back, and then you see Bucky kind of points, and Sam's there, and there's this guy sitting on a bench, and they walk over, and it's old Captain America, and he pulls out a shield, and he makes Sam the next Captain America. Now, I thought they were gonna make Bucky the next Captain America. This is another point where I was very wrong. So Sam's going to be the new Captain America. He's going to pick up the mantle. I don't know for movies, but for all intended purposes of us, he's the new. He picked up Captain America's mantle, and you get to see a flashback. First, you see Sam go, "Are you going to tell me about the girl?" Because you see a ring on Cap's finger, and he goes, "No, I don't think I am." And then you get a flashback to old long time ago, and the camera pans into this house, and you get to see Cap dancing with Penny. So they finally got their dance together, and Thor ends up on the Guardian ship again. He's gonna go off with Peter and Nebula and Mantis and Drax, and when it pans in there, you can see on the screen Quill's searching for the Gamora, the computer searching for her. So I don't know if past Gamora stayed in the future or if she was snapped away too, but there's that Gamora possibly somewhere. But I guess Thor is going to be in Guardians 3. I hope not, but I'd be okay with that if he is. And he crowns, I guess, Valkyrie to be King of Asgard. He calls her Majesty, they shake hands. She's going to rule Asgard while he goes off to find what he has to do. Now, the Stan Lee cameo was said to be the perfect send-off for him, and I guess kind of it was. When Cap and Tony go back to the past, car drives by, and it's Stan Lee in it, and he shouts, I think he said, make love, not war, or make peace and not war. And I guess that's a good send-off for him. For his last bit was to a classic saying. But Stan Lee's gonna be, I was surprised there wasn't like a in memory of Stan Lee in the credits or something, but there wasn't. And so no end credit scene, except at the very, very end of the credits, you get to hear this noise of a hammer banging on an anvil. And I'm guessing maybe that was supposed to be the same anvil noise from when Tony was making the suit the first time and making it in the cave. It sounded the same, but like, you know, banging a hammer on an anvil is always going to kind of sound the same. It could have been that. That would make sense. But so yeah, no end credits seem to set anything else up. So don't know how Spider-Man Far From Home is gonna set up. I think that's the next movie, I'm pretty sure. Oh yeah, at the funeral for Tony with his daughter, she's sitting on Happy's lap, or sitting next to Happy, and you know, he asks her if she's hungry, and she says yes, and he goes, "What do you want?" She goes, "Cheeseburgers." You know, that same thing Tony wanted as soon as he came out of the cave. That's what he wanted, was cheeseburgers. And Happy goes, yeah, two guys just walked by and were staring at me, because I guess they see me doing this 20 minutes into this. Wow. Quit honking your horn, I'm losing my train of thought. Cheeseburgers. She wants cheeseburgers, and Happy goes, "Oh, you know, your dad liked cheeseburgers, so I'll get you all the cheeseburgers you want." I'm hoping in Far From Home we get a reference from Tony a little bit. Tony narrates the end of his own funeral, playing a message that he'd recorded the day before the fight for Pepper, for his daughter. Yeah, so the movie was excellent. It was nothing that I expected. I was very wrong on so many levels of what I thought was going to happen in my own theories. Who was going to live, who was going to die. I thought they were going to somehow bring Loki back, but I guess he's getting his own TV show, so maybe he lived from the fact that he got away at the end of Avengers now. Or I also thought they were going to retcon the whole thing and use the Infinity Gauntlet to undo all the movies, which would have really fucking sucked. But they didn't do that, and that was okay. But yeah, the movie was just... I can't put it into words what I'm feeling. But it was just... Bring tissues. And people... I've messaged a couple of people who were afraid I was going to spoil it for them. And all I said was bring tissues. And hashtag don't spoil Endgame. So... yeah, so I guess here, if you watched this, sorry I spoiled Endgame for you, but I gave you enough warning at the beginning, so you should have turned this off if you didn't want to hear this far. It was a good movie. I don't know what's going to happen next. We still get to see the villain come back from Doctor Strange, his end credit scene. That set something up that we haven't seen pan out yet. Spider-Man's coming up. I'm pretty sure the Hulk is still on contract. Whoever the actor is, Mark Ruffalo, he's the actor. I'm pretty sure Mark Ruffalo is still on contract for one more movie at least. To show up in a movie. He's not gonna get his own ever. Sorry, but he should. Mark Ruffalo should totally get his own Hulk movie. But yeah, go see it. I want to see it again. They were right. There is no good point to run to that bathroom. I didn't. Snore didn't. Lots of people in the theater ran to the bathroom 2-3 times before the movie started. We all agreed, not getting up no matter what happens. No one's getting up. No one wants to leave. No one wants to miss a second of this, because this was 11 years in the making. I believe this is movie 23. I think it was 22 movies and this is 23. Long time in the making for this, so it was a good way to wrap up an era. All I hope is that the next Avengers movie lives up to the expectation. It isn't going to go downhill from here. Hopefully it will only go up. But yeah, so I thank you everyone who watched this. Sorry there's been no videos for a while. Kind of had some stuff going on. I'm going to try and get back into the swing of things. Some streams, some videos, maybe a little bit slower. I was doing 3 uploads a week, and doing that in advance was just a lot back to back. So yeah, hopefully I got some D&D stuff planned, cool campaign I'm writing. I'm not going to say anything in case anyone from the guild makes it this far into the video, though I doubt it. But don't know if that'll be recorded or not, but I'll definitely tell some stories from it. I've been working on this campaign. It's going to be super fun in person. So maybe not recorded live, but stories from it. It should be super fun. But yeah, to anyone who makes it to the end of this, thank you. It means a lot that you hit the end of this. Means a lot to me personally if you actually watch these. So thank you. I'm gonna send off before I keep rambling more. I didn't really talk about my thoughts in the movie. I just talked about the movie. It was excellent. I can't put it into words. So maybe I'll slap something on the end of this. Probably not though. Thank you all for watching. Hope you check out the videos. Hopefully down in the description below you'll see everything. We got a website, Twitch, Twitter, Instagram, Facebook, all that fun stuff. I'm more active on Twitter, just retweeting fun stuff. So if you can check anything out, check out the Twitter. Thank you all for watching. I'll catch you in the next video. If you didn't know who I am, my name is Malasteren. I am the guild master of the Dragon Hearts Guild. And you guys mean a lot to me. Thank you all for watching, and I'll leave you Time Stone. Bye.